What's up, guys? My name is Kamikaze here, and yes, you can see it in front of you. This is my review for Eminem's latest album, Music to Be Murdered By. Now, if you guys do not know about this album, I'm pretty sure you're missing out on a lot of things. Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of people were missing out on it because of it dropping at midnight, and this was a surprise album, just like his last album, Kamikaze, which was the surprise follow-up to his 2017 release, Revival, which bombed fluently. Now, Kamikaze was the reborn character of Slim Shady, which is Eminem's alter ego, and this album brings that back in full force. So, this is my review for the album. I'm going to go through track by track, tell you what the themes are, and all that type of stuff. So, let's get started. So, first, obviously, we're going to talk about the cover art, because there's a lot of stuff, and this cover actually gets a lot of references. The most common reference, though, is that this is actually based off of Alfred Hitchcock's album of the same name called Alfred Hitchcock Presents Music to Be Murdered By. And the cover looks almost the same, and when you go on his website, you'll see the album cover, and it's almost exactly the same as Alfred Hitchcock, and except for Alfred Hitchcock there, it's Eminem that's there. Okay, so I'm going to head on to the back. Yes, this just came in the mail today, and if you're wondering why are you not listening to the album, you need to find your full thoughts on each and every single one of the tracks. Well, before I got the album, I actually listened to it on Spotify, so I actually know what all the tracks are. I just want to keep this in here for collection's sake. So we're going to go through each and every single one of the tracks. They're down here. So I'm going to go through each and every single one of the 20 tracks. So let's go down to him. Okay, so I'm going to go through track by track right now, but I'm going to tell you the tracks, next names, and the features on that type of stuff, because you can see there's a lot of stuff on here. So here's the track listing. We got The Premonition, the intro, Unaccommodating featuring Young M.A., You Gon' Learn featuring Royce the 5'9" and White Gold, Alfred Interlude, Those Kinda Nights featuring Ed Sheeran, Into Deep, Godzilla featuring Juice WRLD, Darkness, Leaving Heaven featuring Skylar Grey, Ya Ya featuring Royce the 5'9", Black Thought, Q-Tip, and Duan, Stepdad intro, the song, Marsh, Never Love Again, Little Engine, Lock It Up featuring Anderson .Paak, Farewell, No Regrets featuring Toliver, I Will featuring King Crooked, Royce the 5'9", and Joel Ortiz, and the Alfred outro. So now I'm going to go through each and every single one of the tracks to tell you my personal opinions on each and every single one of the tracks. So, first we start off with the Premonition intro. This was definitely a great start to the album, because it shows that Eminem was definitely serious and down and out after the failure of Revival. And to me, this is kind of like Kamikaze Part 2. And I know it's kind of similar to Revival, but at some points it definitely reminds me of Kamikaze. So the next track is Unaccommodating featuring Young M.A. The song is basically about the Ariana Grande bombing, and it's also Eminem finishing his battle with Machine Gun Kelly, because he dissed him on the track Not Alike, and MGK responded with Rap Devil, and then Eminem responded with Kill Shot, and MGK did another diss to him on the song 413, and then he responded with this song. Now, this song is definitely one of the interesting moments on the album because it features Young M.A., and some people think, hey, he doesn't like mumble rappers and new rappers. Well, he doesn't like all new rappers, but he does like some new rappers, like Young M.A., and he definitely had a lot of respect for her, because he actually did her ooh line on the ringer from Kamikaze. So I just thought that. So he thought, hey, since Young M.A. was actually super nice to me, saying that I was paying homage to her in one of my songs, why not feature her? So that's how this song came to be. Next song is You Gon' Learn featuring Royce the 5'9" and White Gold. Eminem and Royce the 5'9" do the verses, while White Gold just does the hook on here. Now, I definitely gotta say, the beat is freaking crazy. Like, those drums, when you hear those pounding drums, you just know exactly what type of song you are. And then the gunshot happens after Unaccommodating. You know exactly what type of song you're about to be in for. And Royce the 5'9" is talking about his family and all that type of stuff. And Eminem is doing the same crazy stuff that he's always doing. And yeah, this is basically him returning to his Slim Shady eras. He's talking about this is like another serial killer song because of the album's name, Music to Be Murdered By. So it definitely shows that Eminem is taking a lot of themes from that for this album. So on to the next track, Alfred Interlude. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people would think that this intro would make sense for it to be on the interlude, for it to be on Premonition intro's place, and then Premonition will come after this song. But I actually like the placement, because it's about because the first three songs are kind of like nice and happy songs. Like the first song was kind of dark and stuff like that, and so was You Gonna Learn. But Unaccommodating was actually nice and all that type of stuff. How like the beat was on there. So this is kind of like a way to get introduced to the character of Slim Shady once again. On to the next track, Those Kinda Nights featuring Ed Sheeran. I used to like this song now, but I can understand why people don't like it as much. Sometimes I do get tired of the female voice that Eminem does, especially when he did that on Encore on Just Lose It. I thought that was kind of annoying, but everything else is kind of like a dance song. It's definitely about loving relationship. Ed Sheeran does the hook on here, and this is the third time collaborating because Eminem collabed with him for the first time on River, which was on Revival. Collabed with him the second time on Remember the Name, featuring him and 50 Cent, and he also collabed with him on this track. So there's 3 times that Eminem and Ed Sheeran did songs together, and this was a pretty good follow-up to the Alfred interlude, pretty sure. On to the next track, Into Deep. One of my favorite tracks on that album. It's definitely one of my best tracks. It's another relationship song, but it's definitely doesn't feel like that. The production on this album and the production on this song is amazing. It definitely gives me kind of a vibe to Queen a bit because of that We Will Rock You type of sound. Of course, the drums come in later, but it definitely kind of feels like that. So yeah, Into Deep, love that track. The hook is catchy. Some people might not like the hook on here, but I love the hook on here. So yeah, that's one of my favorite tracks on the album. Next track, Godzilla featuring Juice WRLD. I was surprised to see Eminem collab with Juice WRLD. Rest in peace to Juice WRLD. Now, this song is definitely one of the standout ones on the album because the music video for it that was featured on Lyrical Lemonade has almost over 2 million views. That is nuts for Eminem to reach that goal. So that is definitely something that's cool. I like that type of stuff. The hook is catchy, but it doesn't really fit with Eminem's verses, kind of like Those Kinda Nights. Because, while the hook is catchy, it doesn't really fit with Eminem's rapping and all that type of stuff. Maybe it's just me, though. Let me know in the comments if you have a different taste. But definitely the selling point of the song is definitely the fast part at the very end. And he also did that, Look What I'm Playing type of thing that he did on Homicide with Logic. So, he's making another reference to one of his songs. So, yeah, that was definitely a cool moment. And that was definitely my second favorite track on the album. Now on to the next track, Darkness. Now remember when I said that Godzilla was my second favorite track on the album? Well, this is my number one. I love this song. This is one of my favorites of the 2020. It's probably my favorite period, along with part 2 of EXO Tour Life by Lil Uzi Vert, which is kind of ironic because it sounds so similar to the other one. Anyway, back to Darkness. This song is about the Las Vegas shooting that happens in the United States. And before I get all political and type of stuff, do not pull guns out in school. You're probably gonna make yourself look like an idiot and all that type of stuff. So please don't do that. Keep your guns at home. Kind of like what Paul Rosenberg said on the Eminem show. But yeah, it's definitely a sad song. The music video is haunting as well. Like I actually got nightmares from watching the music video. I know it's kind of crazy for me to get nightmares from my favorite rapper of all time, which is Eminem. But yeah, this song did just that. On to the next track, Leaving Heaven featuring Skylar Grey. Now, for the feature, you might say, oh, not another Skylar Grey track. Well, this is not like any of the other songs he did with her, because he did a bunch of things that happened through his childhood, and on the third verse, there was a plot twist because remember his dad's death back in July of last year. Well, this is Eminem responding to it, closing the chapter of his dad and saying that he blames him for all the type of crap that happened to him when he was a child because his mother had to move frequently. His dad left him when he was young. He was bullied, and according to him, his mom was a paranoid drug addict. So he blames his father for doing all that type of stuff when we really don't know what's happening. But from this song, we definitely can say that Eminem does not like his dad. Next track, Yeah Yeah, featuring Royce da 5'9", Black Thought, and Q-Tip. Now, this is a Busta Rhymes sample song because of that Yeah 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 part of the hook. Q-Tip does the hook on here, while Royce da 5'9", Black Thought, and Eminem do the verses. Now, I definitely gotta say, Royce da 5'9" was his shortest verse. Now, even though I like Eminem's verse, I definitely gotta pay the homage to the best verse to Black Thought because he absolutely killed it here. Like, I know some people think that Black Thought is not cool, but to a lot of diehard rap fans, it's definitely a dream for them to see Eminem collab with him. Because, like, god dang, Black Thought slaughtered this song. Now, the beat, I don't like this beat that much. It's definitely weird sounding with all those synths going in the background. It's kind of awkward to listen to, but I still don't like it. But one of the lines that made me cringe from Eminem was, I pray English super high, and I'm going to say it like it's a bird because you put it up in the sky. Why did you have to say that? I'm just asking for that. Okay, so on to the next track, Stepdad intro, which leads into the next track, Stepdad. Now, the intro is only 15 seconds, but it is crazy. Like, you have this 5-year-old kid that's getting abused by this dad because he says he had left the kitchen light on, and that definitely pays homage to the next track, Stepdad. Now, the hook on here, I was not a fan of, but the beat is hard. Eminem's verses is absolutely crazy. Now, I know this is completely fictional, but a lot of people are saying, why is he singing about not loving a stepdad? Well, I'm pretty sure he made the song because he has a bunch of young audience, including me, that listen to his music, and they want him, and he wants to make a song where they can relate to. So I definitely related to this song because I had a lot of problems with my parents and all that type of stuff. I'm not gonna say how it ends if they're watching this or something like that. But yeah, this song is crazy. The hook on here was not the best, but it was okay, and definitely the huge thing about this song was that the plot twist. Like in the beginning of the song, he talks about his dog peed on the carpet, so his dad smashed the dog onto the floor, and they had to put it down. So he said he killed his chihuahua. But at the very end of the verse, he runs into his room. His dad comes after him, kills him, and then just buries him right next to his dog. So that was definitely revenge of what happened to his dog. Because in it's Eminem's case, when you make fun of him, he's about to get you. On to the 13th track, Marsh. I do not love this song. This is my least favorite track on the album, and not because it's not a great song, but I just don't like how it sounds at all. Like, the tempo is kind of slow. At some points, in the second verse, he does speed it up a bit, which I kind of like, but he doesn't really keep that same flow throughout the whole song. And definitely one of the hard parts to listen to of the song is that hook. Like, what was he thinking about making that hook? That is one of the worst hooks ever. I definitely gotta say that was definitely the down point on the song. But some parts on the song are great, but not a lot of those bars are actually memorable. I don't listen to the song that much because I do not like it. It's my least favorite track on the album and all that type of stuff. So now we're getting on to the last 6 tracks on the album, and the first of those is Never Love Again. Now, from the title, you might say, oh no, not another Eminem relationship song. We already saw that. But this is actually a metaphor about talking about his drug addiction because of Eminem having that awful overdose, and we saw that yesterday. He was sober for about 12 years now, so congratulations to Eminem for being sober for 12 years and not have to worry about getting on drugs and all that type of stuff. So we could definitely say that that's a good point right there. So definitely, this is another, it's similar to an education song because it just shows not to do drugs, because some parts he does make this feel like it's a relationship song, but one of the lines on the song that definitely shows that this is definitely like his song, like a song about drugs, is basically him saying that I'm trying to unscrew you, and he's unscrewing his female that he's hanging out with. But it's also about him unscrewing like a pill bottle or something, because you unscrew a pill bottle to get all the pills. And this is similar to Relapse. The beat is not relapsey, but it's definitely similar to when it comes to the subject matter. Now let's move on to the 15th track, which is Little Engine. This is another one of the guilty pleasures on the album. I definitely wouldn't say that this is one of my favorites, but it's definitely I said definitely a couple times. It is definitely one of the best tracks on here, but I definitely won't say that this is part of the top 4. There's another song on here that takes the spot for the 4th best track on the album, but unfortunately, this is not one of them, which is kind of a shame because this is definitely another one that follows that music to be murdered by thing. You have Alfred Hitchcock speaking on the intro. You have Eminem talk about this horrorcore stuff, and if you listen to the beat, it's definitely something that would belong on Relapse more than a song, more of an album that's similar to Kamikaze or Revival. And to me, Little Engine is kind of like a part 2 to Frame, even though Darkness is kind of like that. It takes the cake, but Little Engine is still a pretty good track. It was produced by Dr. Dre, so credits to him. So now let's move on to Lock It Up featuring Anderson .Paak. Now this is not the first time that Eminem collabed with Anderson .Paak, because he did it on Medicine Man with Dr. Dre and Candace Play. And I hope Freak leaks soon so we can actually see the full song, because that also features Anderson .Paak and Eminem, but we never got to listen to the full song. So hopefully that leaks soon. But otherwise, this is another similar to Little Engine. The beat is similar and everything. It's almost the same length, 2 minutes and 54 seconds. But it's definitely, the beat felt Kanye-ish to me. I know it's produced by Dr. Dre, but there's some parts in there that kind of feel like Kanye West or something like that. Maybe it's just me, but that's how I felt on that song. But I still thought it was an alright song. On to the next track, Farewell. Just like Marsh, this is one of my least favorite tracks on the album. I'm not a huge fan of this song. Now, this is another relationship song. It's produced by Ricky Rock, so that's interesting. But I do not like the hook on here. I don't like the verses. They're not that memorable. And the beat is alright, but it's not memorable either. So I had to say that I'm not a fan of that track. But definitely the act gets better with the last two tracks on the last two songs on the album. And the first of those last two songs are No Regrets featuring Don Toliver. This song is amazing. This is my fourth favorite track on the album. It's definitely similar to Unaccommodating, because he's also dissing Machine Gun Kelly on the song, but he's also dissing Nick Cannon because of him dissing him back in December of 2019. Now this is definitely an ending point to Machine Gun Kelly and Nick Cannon's beef with Eminem. So I definitely gotta say the hook on here is definitely the best part of the song. Don Toliver, even though I'm not a huge fan of him, and he's definitely a new type of rapper, he definitely can make a great hook. I can definitely say that he can make a great hook on the song. And now onto the second last track on the album, and the last song on the album too, and that is I Will featuring Royce the 5'9", King Crooked, and Joel Ortiz. Now, definitely gotta say, this is definitely a great way to end the album, because he's talking about basically everything that was discussed on this album. So it was definitely a great way to end this on the album. The other three rappers definitely did the best. Definitely did a good job on here too. I kind of feel upset for Joe Budden, because he's not on here, and he's the only member from Slaughterhouse that's not on here. Because I know the beef with Eminem and him, but you can definitely say that Eminem and that Joe Budden actually produced Slaughterhouse for the first time, because he mentioned them on one of his first albums, and now he's left out on the track with Slaughterhouse. So I do feel kind of bad for him, but I can understand. But I definitely gotta say, Joel Ortiz is so underrated. He had the best verse in my opinion. I know Eminem did a good job on here, but he and Eminem both did the best verses. So definitely a good thing. Closing out with a pretty good hook, and you have yourself a pretty good song. And the final track on here is the Alfred intro. It's basically Alfred Hitchcock saying, if you didn't get murdered yet, prepare to be murdered next time. It's basically all the type of stuff that led him to where he was. So that's basically the entire album. That's basically track by track. The executive producer is Dr. Dre and Slim Shady, which is obviously Eminem. Yeah, the other 4 record labels. Nope. Here's the 4 record labels: Aftermath, Shady Records, Interscope, and Jimmy Iovine. There's the bar label. Now I'm going to show the inside of the case, because you might want to know what's actually inside of that thing. So there's the booklet right there, and there's the disc. This is basically similar to the album art, except it's basically just the E that's backwards and Slim Shady. That's also featured on, and there's blood dripping down and other type of stuff. And there's the back of the booklet. So yeah, guys, that is basically my review for Eminem's Music to Be Murdered By album. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Also, make sure to hit that notifications bell so you can get notified for the latest stuff on the channel. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you guys next time.